You ever wonder why flat foods are so popular?
Hang on, I'm trying to close this. The latch won't quite reach.
Pancakes, waffles,
Almost got it.
pizza, sandwiches.
I really need to find a lunch that actually fits in here.
Don't worry, she'll figure it out. Today's all about foods that are flat. Lily irons out some crepe confusion.
Batter's a lot thinner than pancake batter. Avery gets hands-on with Ethiopian flatbread.
This looks awesome. And we heat things up with some toasted flatbread sandwiches. Why? Because flat's where it's at.
We love to cook and we love to eat. We are the taste buds. We can't be beat. We're in the kitchen and hanging out to find out what food is all about. Come join the fun. We're always turning on the heat. Food soup for love. There's always something good to eat. Taste buds.
Hey, Matt, you're just in time. I'm about to make one of the most versatile foods out there.
What is it?
Well, it's round, flatter than a pancake, and just as good for the main dish as it is for dessert.
A blintz? I love blintzes.
No. I was gonna make a crepe, you know, extra thin pancakes that you can fold with meats, veggies, and sauces.
Or you can fill it with fruit and other sweet stuff. It sounds like a blintz to me.
But they have different names.
2 names. 2 thin pancakes.
Hey, world traveler, what would you call a food that's round and flat? A crepe or a blitz?
Silly munchkin, that's crispella, my favorite flat food. Of course, they're tied with crepes and blintzes. I've traveled the world and tried them all. Let me show you. Do you want shrimp filling rolled up in a French crepe? Jewish blintzes from Eastern Europe filled with stewed apples? Or ricotta cheese rolled up and baked in an Italian crispella? Oh, great! Now I'm hungry. Time for my butler to fire up the crepe pan. Oh, Reginald, rise and shine.
Do you know what that means?
Reginald's gonna be cranky?
We're gonna be making 2 dishes with so much in common. Crepes and blintzes, but from 2 entirely different places in the world. It's like we're uniting the nations of the world in this kitchen.
I'm pretty sure we're just cooking.
That too. Let's get started. Now I'm just gonna crack 2 eggs into the bowl. And then whisk it with a fork.
And here's the melted butter. Just took a few seconds in the microwave.
Thanks, Matt.
I'll put the shells in the compost and recycle the container.
Now I just add the milk. Now for the dry ingredients. I add a pinch of salt, sugar, then the whole wheat flour, and the all-purpose flour. Now I just whisk it together with the wet ingredients until it's fully blended.
And then you can open your own creperie.
What's a creperie?
Hey, World Traveler, can we please show Lily what a creperie looks like?
Boy, Lily, you need to get out more. Reginald, roll the creperie footage. Creperie are restaurants that specialize in crepe. My cooks are whipping up a few of the house favorites. They pour the batter onto a hot iron pedestal. They cook it, flip it, and put something scrumptious inside. Looks like chicken. And that one is being filled with ham and cheese. That looks so good. Now, if I could just remember where that creperie is. Reginald!
Thanks, world traveler. Well, the batter's ready. Let's get cooking.
All right. I'm gonna heat up a crepe pan.
Stoves are hot. Get a grown-up.
You notice the low sides? That helps it for flipping. Now, don't be too surprised if your first one doesn't come out right.
Okay. I'm gonna brush on the canola oil. And then I'll pour the batter into the pan. Whoa, the batter's a lot thinner than pancake batter.
Well, that's because crepes are a lot thinner than pancakes. Now swirl it around. There you go. Awesome!
So it should take about a minute to cook, right?
Or less. The batter is really thin, so it cooks quickly. See?
Whoa, it's ready to flip. I'm just gonna take my spatula and go around the edges like this. Wow, I'm getting good at this.
You're right. Let's make a whole batch.
Here's where we go our separate ways with our thin pancakes. I'm gonna make a sweet crepe with mandarin oranges. What are you making?
But I'm making sweet blintzers with mandarin oranges. Are we still making the same thing?
There's only one way to find out. For my crepe, I'm just gonna add some of this cinnamon sugar.
Mmm, cinnamony.
Like that. Now I roll it up. Powder on some icing sugar. And then add my mandarin oranges on the side. Et voila!
For my blintz, I just mix some low-fat cream cheese, orange juice concentrate, or frozen orange juice, honey, and orange zest. I like the smell from zesting oranges.
It smells great.
Take a little bit and put it in the middle of my blintz. Then I'll borrow some of your mandarins. Fold it up. Put some light butter on it so it doesn't stick to the pan. And then it's onto the frying pan until it's golden brown.
Have some of mine. It's amazing.
Mmm, wow. I really love the cinnamon and the oranges together. Here, try some of my blintz.
The filling's rich, but not too rich.
They have some of the same ingredients, but they're different. You know what we have here?
A culinary expression of peace, harmony, and cooperation.
No. Fabulous flat foods.
Oh well, it's a start. Chillbot, could you please give me foodie file number 107A? The Earth is flat. Little did I know, making crepes would open up a world of possibilities. We cooked up a short stack of crepes and blintzes, and we flavored them with mandarin oranges. Thin pancakes, many names, 5 cajillion possibilities. Give or take.
For this and other recipes, visit www.tastebudsTV.com. Ethiopia is a country in East Africa, here. But I'm way over here. So I've come to an Ethiopian restaurant to get the lowdown on their food. And I've heard that they don't eat with any cutlery. How is that even possible? And just think of all the time you'd save not washing dishes. Oh, hey, I'm Avery. You must be
Hello.
Mohammed.
Nice to meet you, my
Nice
friend.
to meet you. So this is the Ethiopia house. Are you from Ethiopia?
Yes, I am.
So what language do they speak there?
Well, Ethiopia has more than 80 languages.
80 languages? I only have one.
A lot of people are surprised when they hear that.
Whoa.
But out of those 80 languages, Amharinya
Okay.
is a widely spoken language.
Amarinya. And how do you say Avery is a great cook?
Every room ምግብ ይሰራል.
Avery Taru Magibasa. Isra.
Yeah, it's close enough.
So is it true you guys don't eat with utensils?
Yes, it is. A lot of people will be surprised, and your cutlery will be your fingers.
Oh, so how do you eat it then?
Wash your fingers, hand, and cut a little piece of the bread,
Bread?
and dig onto it,
So what
which
kind
is injera.
Is that sort of like crepes or pancakes?
Similar, but different.
What makes those bubbles in it?
The bubbles are formed because of fermentation. A little bit,
Fermentation.
yeah.
So you let it sit out for a while?
You have to use yeast or baking powder and let it ferment for a couple of hours.
So how is this different from a pancake or a crepe?
The main difference being, I guess, the flour.
The flour.
Yeah, what we use in this case is millet and barley, but we have a grain called Teff, T-E-F-F.
Teff.
Yeah, Teff,
Teff
flour.
flour.
Yeah.
So I use my hands and the injera bread to eat?
Yes, you do.
Injera bread. Hey, Healthmeister. I just found out about this cool new bread called injera. Can you tell me how it's made?
Injera is made with an Ethiopian flour called teff, which has a mild, nutty flavor and has crazy amounts of iron and protein. First, the teff and water are mixed together. Then, the mixture is covered with a cloth and left unrefrigerated for up to 3 days, until it has risen slightly. Now, it's ready for some salt. A large, flat pan is heated with some oil, and the batter is poured in. Injera is made thicker than a crepe, but thinner than a pancake. And remember that you don't flip injera. Once little holes form and the edges lift up, it's done. Set it aside to cool, and it's ready for your next Ethiopian feast.
Thanks, Healthmeister. Looks like it's worth planning ahead for. So, Mohammed, I'm dying to try some Ethiopian food. Do you think we can make something?
With pleasure.
So, what are we gonna make?
We're gonna make what we call timatim fitfit.
Timatim fitfit.
Yes, sir.
So, how do we do it?
As you see, we have peppers, jalapeno, tomatoes, onions, lemon, and a bit of salt.
Some salt. And what's this?
And you have chickpeas powder.
Chickpea powder. And of course, we have our injera bread.
The injera is what we're gonna use to make a salad.
So, what do I do?
We already done it here, but you're gonna take some of the pepper and crush them, either manually with a hand or with a blender.
Okay.
Same with the onion and the same with the tomatoes.
So, we're already done that.
We're gonna cheat and use cutlery, not to eat, but to mix. You're gonna take a little piece of the onion.
Some onions.
Yeah, some onions, as much as,
A
yeah.
spoonful. Okay.
A little bit of the
Jalapeno
crushed
peppers?
jalapenos. You can put more if you like the heat.
Maybe I'll put some. Yeah.
2 portions of that to make it.
2?
Yeah.
Make it tomatoey.
Yes. And then you're gonna cut the lemon, careful. And what we're gonna do is gonna squeeze some.
And you want to squeeze a lot of lemon?
A lot of people like it, just half a lemon is good enough, but if you like more lemony taste, you can put more. And now you're gonna put a little bit of the chickpeas.
Chickpea powder.
Yeah,
So how much of this do we put?
just a little bit to give it that
That much?
spice, yes. And then you're gonna put a little bit of salt,
Just a pinch?
a pinch, yeah. Now, what we do is we're gonna mix it. So we're gonna need a little bit of water. Okay, that's it. You mix it. You're gonna take the injera, cut it as how you want it, little piece. Yeah. And you're gonna chop it up. Cut small piece with your hands. That's the fun part of it. Yes. And then you're gonna mix it.
This looks awesome. So the holes in the injera really absorbed all the stuff in it. They're like sponges.
So do you wanna give it a try?
Yeah, do I just use my hands?
Yes, as long as they're clean.
Yeah. Always clean my hands. That's really good. And it's not really that hot either. And the chickpeas just kind of add like a spice to it. So why vegetarian dishes?
Vegetarian dishes are good for your health and tastier and easier to prepare.
Can we try some of those?
Sure. These are some of the vegetarian dishes.
What's that one?
This is split peas, lentils, chickpeas, collard green, green bean, and salad.
Can we eat these?
Yes. Bring a piece of the injera from there. That's cut in half.
Take a whole one?
Take the whole one. Take a piece one. You're gonna cut a little piece of injera, as big as you want, small as you want, and
Try and dip it in.
dip it in, and pick it up, and in.
I gotta try all of these.
Oh my, I didn't think you was gonna finish all that.
Thanks, Mom, and thanks for an amazing meal, and thanks for teaching me about a new flat food, too.
It was my pleasure, and I have a little injera for you to show your family and friends.
Oh, thank you. Matt and Lily are gonna love this. See you later, Mom.
No problem, bye-bye.
Foodie file number 107B, getting hands-on with Ethiopian cuisine. I came here looking for the ultimate finger food, but the truth was even more interesting. And now that I've got the skinny on injera bread, what will I do with all that time I saved not washing cutlery?
And now we will be making the most famous flat foods of them all.
A food with so many varieties, you could go a whole year without having to eat the same one twice.
And yet you're probably eating the same one again and again and again. We're talking about
Sandwiches!
Sandwiches? There, I'll eat one.
We haven't made any yet.
We're not talking about just any sandwiches. We're making them as flat as possible with help from these flatbreads.
All we need is some historical inspiration. Hey, history buff, what can you tell us about sandwiches?
Funny you should ask, Lily. People have been enjoying meats, cheeses, and vegetables between pieces of bread since the dawn of, well, bread. But in the 1760s, John Montague, the Earl of a place called Sandwich, became so well known for liking that simple meal that people began naming them after him. The term sandwich was born. Some sandwiches are flat. Some are stacked high. Some are served cold. But my favorites are grilled to perfection. Flatbreads are especially handy for that. The heat gets through them in no time. Time for my big scene.
Thanks, history buff. Break an egg. I'll start, but first... I'm gonna use the injera bread that you brought back to put an Ethiopian spin on one of my favorite sandwiches, peanut butter and jam. I'll spread the peanut butter on the injera bread like this.
I love peanut butter.
And since we're gonna be sampling everyone's sandwiches, I have a way to make that easier.
Good idea. But how?
Like this. You just roll it up. And then cut it into little pinwheels.
Knives are sharp. Get a grown-up.
Here's my favorite part, putting on the jam.
You can use any kind of jam or fruit spread.
That looks great. And I bet you could do the same with other flatbreads like pita bread or Indian naan bread. The possibilities are pretty tasty.
For my flat sandwich creation, I'm gonna start off using some whole wheat tortilla. Everyone get ready for Matt's A-OK quesadillas. Lily, can you help me out by putting some salsa on the tortilla, please?
Sure, don't forget to preheat the frying pan.
Whoops. Thanks.
Can I help?
Stoves are hot. Get a grown-up.
You can be my cheese assistant.
Yes! How does a cheese assistant assist?
By grating some cheese.
Oh, great. Cool.
I thought you'd like that.
All right, the salsa's done. What's next?
We just sprinkle a little cheddar cheese on top and then fold it over.
Oops, I guess I grated a little bit too much cheese.
Some cheese assistant. What are we gonna do with all that extra cheese?
Well, we'll just have to make another quesadilla.
Great idea. I'll start cooking. First, a little olive oil. And then the quesadilla. And when the bottom is golden brown, it's ready for flipping.
Whoa. History buff was right. The cheese melted in no time.
And it helped it all stay together, too.
And when the other side's toasted, it's out of the frying pan and onto the cutting board. Then I cut it into pieces like a tiny pizza. And then plate it all up.
My turn. I'm gonna make one of the greatest gourmet sandwiches of them all. Panini.
Panini.
Yep, panini.
Great! I love panini!
Guys, what's panini?
Oh, you haven't lived until you've tried one. I have to show you some footage of one of my favorite lunch spots. Here, check it out. Ah, panini. Look at the varieties available. All sorts of cheeses, grilled veggies, meats, and cold cuts. That's a delicious herb flatbread called focaccia. Look, there's the sandwich being assembled. Looks awfully tall, but don't worry. It's going into the panini press. The panini press is heavy and hot, so it flattens the sandwich as it toasts it. The heat travels right through. Doesn't it look good? All right, now let's pretty simple. I take focaccia bread, and then I add some of my favorite ingredients. Arugula, ham, Swiss cheese, and sliced tomatoes. First, we add the arugula, then the ham, the cheese, and the sliced tomatoes.
Whoa, that looks awesome. Can I make one?
Sure.
I'm gonna be making pretty much the same thing as you did, except instead of the ham, I'm gonna use asparagus.
Oh, that's the steamed asparagus I made earlier.
Then add the Swiss cheese and tomatoes. There, all done.
Okay, the pans are set to medium, and now it's time to use our homemade panini press. What should we call it?
Squishmaster 3000. But we only have one.
Well, you should be fine if you just use a sturdy spatula like this.
This one's more like a Squishmaster 1000, but it will do.
Wow! Look how flat they're getting.
They're done! Toasty, flat, and heated right through.
Let's try these.
Hey, I hate to bring this up, guys, but it looks like Matt's A-OK quesadillas came out the flattest.
And they're delicious.
Mine turned out great too. The injera bread has a great flavor that balances out the jam's sweetness.
Yeah, and guys, top marks to your panini. The Squishmaster 3000 really did the trick.
Wow, we have a lot of food. We don't need that extra quesadilla.
Actually, I grated the extra cheese to make sure we'd have some deliciously flat leftovers. Someone I know needs some flat foods for her lunch tomorrow. Something that actually fits in her lunchbox.
Hey, so that's why flat foods are so popular. They're easy to make, easy to store, easy to carry around, and plus, you can make them in tons of different ways.
See, I knew she'd figure it out.
Hey, Chillbot, could you please give me foodie file number 107C? Flat out fun. With some encouragement from History Buff, we each made flat sandwich creations and toasted them up just right. And sometimes a little pressure is a good thing. Once we were done, we had 3 flat sandwiches with sky-high flavor.
For this and other recipes, visit www.tastebudstv.com.